Can everybody smell the pasta sauce yet? I mean, it smells amazing. What I'm going to do is we're going to be doing a romesco sauce. So that's based off of a tomato recipe, canned tomatoes. Usually use fresh tomatoes, but today we're going to use the canned tomatoes. It's just as good. But I just want y'all to do me a little bit of favor and just pretend that we're in Catalonia, Spain. I mean, it's not very hard to imagine with the heat right now, huh? But the way we start this off is we're going to start roasting off a red pepper. And all romesco is it's a nut-based, a healthful nut-based sauce. And like I said, it's got roasted red peppers, it's got tomatoes, and what we're going to do is we're going to start by chopping up some garlic and roasting our pepper here. Again, you can use oh, a little malfunction here. You can use you can do this fresh, or you can use canned or jarred roasted red peppers from the store. That's fine. But what we're going to do is we're going to get some garlic crushed up here. Skins off. Now this sauce, it's kind of like a hummus, or a cross between a hummus and a pesto sauce. So it's just, or actually a gazpacho kind of too, because it's got a little bit of bread in there as well. It's kind of, it ranges in that Mediterranean region. It's very nice and healthy. But so we're going to chop up a little bit of garlic. As we're getting that chopped up, I'm going to start heating up my pan over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start toasting off some almonds. Now you can use some different nuts too. It's almond based, but you can use hazelnuts, you can use pine nuts, but mainly I like to use almonds, toasted almonds. So I'm going to get those toasting up here. What we're doing is we're trying to layer some flavors. So by doing this, by toasting the almonds, it's going to give a little bit more of a richness to it. And since this isn't working, we're going to pretend that this is charring up real nice. So you want to, when you roast a red pepper, you really want to get it real nice and dark. Because what you're going to do is after it's really charred and black, what you do is you put it in a bowl and then you cover it up with like a plastic wrap or some aluminum foil. And what it'll do is it'll steam, and then what it'll do is it loosens the skin off a little bit. And what you want to do is you want to take the skin off, but what I like to do is whenever I take the skin off of it, I don't like to rinse it underneath the water. You'll have that little black bits of charredness on there. I kind of like that flavor to it, so I like to leave that on there. But voila, with the magic of TV, I've already got some made. So what we do is it's all peeled up and everything. I took the seeds out. The seeds are a little bit bitter, so you don't want to add the seeds to it. So take the stem off, the seeds off, rub off all the little charred bits there. Let's see. Like Chef Lucas said earlier, you definitely want to use sharp knives. That way you don't cut yourself. So what we're going to do is, this is a RoboCrew. This is about a $600 food processor. Now, not everybody has one of these. It's nice, as a chef to be able to have one. Certainly you can use a really cheaper one. The sauce, we're kind of going to leave a little bit chunky puree texture to it, so it doesn't need to be super fine pureed. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our roasted red peppers to that. We've got our garlic in there. We want to use a little bit of bread, almost like a gazpacho. It's going to help thicken it up a little bit. Make sure my almonds aren't burning over here. Let me stir our Tanya sauce over here. It's going away. I think I'm going to turn it off. It looks ready to go. It smells awesome. But so like I said, we're going to use a little bit of bread. It's going to help thicken it up a little bit. Certainly you can use any kind of stale bread that's sitting around the house. You could even use some croutons if you'd like. It's mainly just going to help thicken the sauce just a little bit. All right, let's get that up. We got our garlic in there. And all our scraps we're throwing into our compost so we can use on miniaturista site here. Got a little bit of vinegar in here. The vinegar is going to kind of cut through the richness of the tomatoes and kind of brighten it up a little bit. Another little flavor component here is usually they use a Nora Spanish chili. It's kind of like a baby bell pepper, but this one right here is a New Mexican chili. It's a mild New Mexican chili. And, well, that's kind of what it looks like. I'm trying to get this off here. You can definitely use almost any kind of chili that you like, whatever kind of heat level you're used to. I love stuff super hot, so like I would throw a habanero in there if I could, if I knew everybody liked that. But this is a New Mexican chili. It's a dried chili. what's nice to do is same with the almonds. You kind of throw that in there and you toast it up a little bit. And then what you do is you cut it and put it in steep it in some hot water for about 15 minutes. You kind of get that and it softens it up. You can also use, it's an ancho chili, which is a poblano chili that's been dried out. It's kind of got like a sweet raisiny flavor to it. It's not that hot. So we've got some extra virgin olive oil here that we're going to add too. But I'm going to pop open some of these nice fresh preserved tomatoes here. We're going to add about a cup of that in there. There we go. Smell awesome. What you should do too though, I should go back a little bit. You should kind of puree these up just a little bit, the garlic and everything that's in there. We're going to get the nuts in there as well. Like I said, this is going to be a very coarse sauce. But there's a lot of different things that you can do with this sauce. I mean, I'm going to show you how to use it in like 3 or 4 different ways. So it's mainly used as a condiment to go with like grilled meats, grilled vegetables, fish, beef, chicken. Get nice pureed in there. Usually it doesn't have any herbs in there, but I'm going to add a little fresh parsley with it. Us chefs, we got to add a little special touches to things. So you can definitely use some basil if you wanted to, or maybe a little bit of oregano would be nice. Just going to let that keep going. I'm going to add a little bit of cracked black pepper to it. Okay. Got a little cayenne pepper here. I mean, so we're trying to get these different levels of flavors, different levels of heat. So we're going to add a touch of that. I like stuff really hot, so I'm going to add quite a bit more. It's all about your ingredients. You got to use the difference between really good chefs that have really good technique is just the type of quality ingredients that they get, I think. So I want to season that up really good. I'm going to throw a little Spanish paprika in there. So Spanish paprika, difference between this and a Hungarian paprika is it's not as spicy as a Hungarian paprika, so it's a little bit sweet too. So I'm going to add just about a teaspoon of that in there as well. So we're pretty much done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this olive oil here. We're going to emulsify it. So we're going to drizzle it in almost like you're doing like a vinaigrette. So probably going to add about a half cup. This is the time where you do not want to skimp out on good olive oil because this is not going to be cooked. This is going to be eaten just like this. So again, you know, olive oil is really good, nice, and healthy for you as well with the nuts and the tomatoes and stuff as well. So we've got a really good consistency going on here. So you definitely want to taste stuff as you go. So that's the first thing I teach all my chefs, anybody that's in training. You have to taste as you go. So like at the beginning, the middle, and the end. So right now it's kind of acidic. I got that. It's really nice and nutty and stuff. I need a little bit more salt in there, I think, just for your taste. So if you like things a little bit more tangy, you can add a little bit more vinegar and add some more salt. Blend that up just a little bit more and it should be done. Now this can be done like a day in advance. So you can do this for your, like if you have a dinner party, in 3 or 4 days you can get this done and have it sitting in the fridge waiting. So what we're going to do with the Magica TV here, I'm going to do a pasta dish as well. I've already got my chicken breast that's grilled off. I've got some veggies that are grilled off as well. So with my chicken, I just put a little bit of olive oil on it, salt and pepper. You can grill mark it off the day of. Just sear it really good and hard on both sides for about a minute, and then put it on a sheet pan, and then hold it until your guests come. Then you throw it in the oven, you finish off, and you have the beautiful grill marks. You don't have to be waiting outside, going outside and grilling everything and bringing it inside. So I've got all those together. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to get some gloves on because we're doing ready to eat food. So definitely want to be sanitary. We're going to slice this chicken just on the bias. Now these potatoes and asparagus, I just blanched off, just like the tomatoes, just really quick. That means just shocking it in hot water and then putting it in ice water. So we're going to pretend these are nice and cooked. The difference between home cooking and going out to a restaurant is, presentation a lot of the time. So, we try and take some time and make it look real nice. So we've got some nice little potatoes in there, some asparagus. We're going to take the chicken. I'm just going to cut this on a bias again. We're going to put that, we're going to fan it out real nice. And then we're going to add our romesco sauce to it. So we got here, got a little ladle. Super, super simple sauce to do. It's just really flavorful. Just right over the top, just like that. And there you got, I don't know if you can see in the mirror there, but that right there, I'd probably charge, 12 bucks for lunch or something like that in a nice restaurant, something like that. So another thing you can do with your romesco sauce is we're going to take some little bit of mayonnaise. We're going to mix that in with a little bit of romesco sauce. We're going to do a sandwich here. So what do is kind of mix this up a little bit. And the reason I'm adding the mayonnaise to it for a spread, for a sandwich, is that way the bread doesn't get soggy. If I just put the straight romesco sauce on there, it would soak into the bread. So got a nice little baguette here. Probably should have unwrapped everything before we started. So I'm going to cut this in half. You can certainly use a ciabatta bread or any type of bread that you've got. I would toast this up real nice. Just put a little bit of the sauce on there. Get that on there, slide it on there real nice. Again, with the chicken breast, you can just take a plain hot chicken breast, put that on there like that. Take the same vegetables. If you have any leftover vegetables, you can add these two there too. I've got some zucchini and squash on there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this up, put these on top, put this on top there. Got a nice little plate there. Oh. There we go. We got a nice little chicken romesco sandwich right there. You can certainly do a nice little side salad with that. And the last thing I was going to do with the romesco sauce is do a pasta. So I think I've got 2 more minutes here to do this pasta. So one thing that chefs do a lot is mise en place. So you definitely want to get, excuse me, got some logs down here. Mise en place is all that means is organization, getting your preparation stuff ready to go. So like for your dinner parties and stuff, if you have all this stuff done in advance, you have more time to talk with your guests, which is really nice. So I just par-cooked some pasta here, so we're just going to reheat that up a little bit. As we're getting that going. Now you can definitely use the sauce just for a vegetable crudité as well. I'm going to take the same vegetables and stuff and dice those up. A little bit of olive oil. We're going to throw in those same veggies right into the pan. Saute that up. A little bit of asparagus. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just using the same ingredients that I did for this plate right here, and I turn it into a sandwich one day. I take it again, I can turn it into a nice little pasta dish. So got a little bit of white wine here. So I'm going to add that too. Now I'm going to take some of my romesco sauce. I think I got about a minute left, yeah? All right. So I'm going to add the romesco sauce straight to the veggies and the white wine. Now this is a vegan sauce too, so vegetarians, vegans would love this stuff. It's super flavorful. I'm going to add some chicken to there as well. And then it only takes 1 second to refresh our pasta, so pretty much good to go there. And then I'm just going to mix it up just a little bit. Always season things as you go. So I'm going to add a little bit of pepper in there. A little bit of salt. You can put some fresh basil in here if you'd like. That'd be nice. Some garlic. A cool little chef tip here too is you can use roasted garlic, which is really easy to do. You just simmer it in oil just for about 5-10 minutes on super low heat, and you can puree the garlic, and it gives you that really deep roasted garlic flavor to it. Here you go. I'm going to take a little bit of parsley here. We're going to chop this up. We're going to use this for garnish. So I think we're all done there. Now, people at work tell you I'm a stickler for is keeping everything off the rim, so wiping up your plates and making sure they look real nice. So that's pretty much it. There's 3 different ways to use romesco sauce. Any questions on what to use for this, or yes?
Can you preserve the romesco sauce?
That's a good question that I would not know. I will let a professional handle.
I don't believe we have a recipe for the romesco sauce, so that's always something I can take back, though, to the drawing board and have them work on. But right now we don't have one, and we do always recommend to start with a current tested home canning recipe to ensure that you're going through the process and it is safe. So, but I will send that over to them and let them know.
Very good. So I think this is pretty simple. Everybody can probably do this at home. It's really delicious. I hope you liked it.
How long can the sauce keep?
What's that?
How long can the sauce keep?
We generally, the question was how long can the sauce keep, and we generally keep stuff for no longer than 5 days in the fridge, refrigerated. All right, yes?
Is there any way to get the recipe for the romesco?
It should be online.
Yeah, it's online at freshpreserving.com. So if you go to the Can It Forward area, it's under Community and Events, and it should be there. If you scroll down, it's one of the links to, they have all the recipes there.
Hopefully you got some canned tomatoes and peppers, and in the wintertime you can pop out this recipe and bust out a really nice dish with it.
Definitely.
So.
Fantastic. Are there any more questions for him? No?
Thank you so much for your
All
time.
right, let's give him a hand.